is the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.
Hello, Tiger fans. I'm Emily Dixon, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside LSU Sports, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Each week, campus gets busier and busier, and this episode is no exception. LSU softball opens up their 2021 season on Thursday, and baseball puts their finishing touches on preseason practice ahead of next week's opening day. But we start today's show out previewing the biggest gymnastics matchup of the week. It's number 1 versus number 2 in a battle between LSU and Florida, right here at home in the PMAC.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Ross's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Williamson Cosmetic Center and Paraneck Aesthetic Surgery, where you'll always place first with us.
Seeing so much poise from this freshman.
We hope you enjoyed that piece for the 2 LSU Tigers who are SEC Gymnasts of the Week. An amazing effort by Haley Bryant and Alona Shinikova on Friday night on the Plains at Auburn. Welcome inside the LSU Gymnastics Training Center. And joining me about one Shaquille O'Neal away from me is our head coach, Jay Clark. Jay, the meet at Auburn seemed to really get off to a fantastic start, and I think you sent a message when Kaya Johnson mounted those bars. I tweeted out actually during the meet that when it was all said and done on bars, that Auburn needed to call in for the backup set because the Tigers of LSU burned that down.
Well, we were on fire, you know, and those are good signs when you get to the middle part of the season and you begin to start to see that kind of momentum catch in a first event like that. You know, it's what we shoot for every day when we're in the gym, and it was nice to see it kind of translate from the gym over to the competition.
And I thought that Kaya's performance, as we mentioned, right on top of the bar. You notice obviously the landings, and it set the tone down that lineup. Who are some of the other gymnasts that stood out in your mind?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think everybody did a great job. Chase Brock really has improved tremendously and went in the second spot, giving Bridget some relief with her shoulder, and went 9.87.5 for us and nailed her landing. And then Olivia Dunn continued to do what she's done most of the year so far, and we did a beautiful, clean routine. You know, it was just right down the line, and of course, Sammy finished us out with the 9.95. So. The entire lineup on bars did a fantastic job.
I'd also like to point out Olivia Dunn, because the previous week with the 9.7 at home against Georgia, not up to the standard that she would have liked, she bounces back in a huge way with a 9.925.
Absolutely, and I think the previous week when Bridget had the miss, I think it rattled her cage and she acted like a little bit, you know, like a freshman, and it kind of disturbed her a little bit. But when things get going and you don't have those mistakes in the middle of the lineup, man, it can catch fire, and that's exactly what happened. She was a big part of that.
Tigers with a big lead after one rotation, over to vaulting, and again, it appeared that the Tigers were coming out. You go down that first runway, Jay, it looked like the eye of the tiger was present behind the LSU Tigers.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we were really on a roll. Started out great with Chase, and then Alona continues to improve in that number 2 spot doing the 1.5, which is a brand new vault for her. Never competed in her life until this year. And so each week we see progress with that, and it's exciting to see that.
And I know that you gave an opportunity with Cameron Ryan to, of course, get an opportunity to be in the lineup for the very first time. And I know you're going to put some additional shape to that routine.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, we had a little bit of a setback in the inter-squad Wednesday. We weren't sure whether Cam was going to be able to compete. She had kind of banged her head on the mat pretty hard on a mistake she made on bars, and so we pulled her out. She didn't get to participate in the inter-squad. We warmed her up at the meet. She warmed up well, and things looked good. And so we'll give her plenty more opportunities as we go down the line. I mean, it was really her first opportunity to compete that vault, and we know what she's capable of because she shows it to us every day.
One of 4 Tigers who made a debut in a particular event. And I think this is a great time to pause, Jay, and talk about our Exceptional Performer of the Week, brought to you by Woman's Hospital, where experience matters. Jay, Alona Shinikova gets the call in the all-around for the first time as an LSU Tiger. You just got to back up and say, wow.
Yeah, she, you know, we're starting to see everything. I know everybody looked at me like I had 3 heads coming into this year talking about how great Alona could be based on the experience that we had last year and the limitations that she had, but you're starting to see that round into shape. And more than anything, she's growing as a competitor. She's learning how to be confident. She's finding joy in what she's doing. It's not laborious to her right now. She's excited to come to the gym every day and get better, and it's fun to watch, and to have her be able to handle it much the same way that Elena handled it earlier in the season when Christina went down. When we took Kaya out, Alona was ready to step in and just knocked it out of the park.
Alona Shinikova is our Exceptional Performer of the Week, again brought to you each and every week by Woman's Hospital, where experience matters. The Tigers of LSU sniffing 99 points at the halfway point of the meet on the Plains at Auburn. More right after this quick timeout inside LSU Sports.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com, or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
That's fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah!
Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
To the people stepping up in the face of an unprecedented challenge, thank you for everything you're doing to serve our communities and keep us safe. To the people of Hancock Whitney, thanks for being the ones our clients can count on. Because even though it feels like everything has changed right now, it's reassuring to see that some things haven't. We'll get through this the same way we always do, together.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by TJ Grips, legendary Louisiana barbecue.
A tremendous first half of the meet between LSU and Auburn. The Fighting Tigers are halfway to maintaining a perfect season. Jay Clark joins me once again here in the LSU Gymnastics Training Center. Jay, of course, is the visiting team. The floor exercise is rotation number 3, and it was an opportunity for you to have some new faces in the lineup.
Yeah, getting Elena and Sierra, both freshmen, in there for the first time competing their events. They had done exhibition at the Georgia meet, so the plan was to try to get them some real experience, and they came through and did a great job. Both of those young ladies are really talented athletes for us, and we're such a deep team that it's difficult to always get everybody in the lineup, but it was exciting to see them step up and do exactly what they needed to do.
And then, of course, having an opportunity to rest Kaya Johnson, as you had pointed out, and you're taking the long view throughout. It's a very lengthy season that we still have.
It is, and we had hoped we would get 3 events out of her, and then we had the mishap on vault, so that we didn't want to push it any further that night. So we've got to stick to our guns on that, because she's going to be such an integral part to any run that we make later in the season, that we can't get too greedy too soon with the way the dual meet season goes. Certainly, we've got some big meets coming up, and we'd love to have her out there, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of potentially losing her for the season.
Of course, after that successful floor exercise, nearly a 49.5 in its own right on the floor, you go to the balance beam, and as the road team, of course, this is when usually the opposing crowd is right up on top of you. But of course, due to the COVID restrictions at all of the venues in the Southeastern Conference, the Tigers, you felt like, could really settle in over there on balance beam and kind of had their way with the event.
Well, we did a great job all the way through the event. Pretty good. Not really any major breaks to speak of, and credit to Auburn, they were putting pressure. I mean, they were right there on our heels. They had gotten a lot of their kids healthy and back in their lineup and did a great job of pushing us to the end. And I think that forces growth on a team like us. When we're in that and we have to fight all the way through to the end to kind of put some distance between us and another team, that's a great training, great teaching moment to be able to do that, and our kids came through with flying colors.
And I really thought the bookenders on balance beam were terrific. Can you speak to those as well? Because I thought that really helped set the tone both to start and to close the meet.
Well, Christina Desiderio is probably the most important position we have in any competition, and she's in that spot for a reason, because her level of consistency has been impeccable for her entire time that she's been here. She's been in that spot since Erin McAdeg graduated, and it's not a spot that most people want. But Christina has accepted it and has relished it and has embraced that role. And it's sometimes, she would score higher if she were deeper in the lineup, but she does a great job there. And of course, Reagan, who has a hip flexor issue but continues to compete through pain with those massive leaps that she does on balance beam. It's just incredible. And she did a great job closing out for us and got us a score that we needed to kind of get over that 197.5 hump.
Well, and I'll tell you, Jay, it's the second highest score in the nation in the first 30 days of the season. It was an impeccable job. And before we leave from there, I just wanted to point out that from meet 1 to meet 4, 1 entire point exactly of improvement. And I remember you saying that back at the very first meet of the year. You said, don't judge us by where we start, but where we are 1 month and 6 weeks and 2 months a little bit later.
That's exactly right. We didn't have a bad first meet. It was a good first meet, and I said then I thought the bigger part of that story was how good Arkansas really just turned out, and that's borne itself out as well. But our progress has been exactly what we'd want it to be so far. Now, we haven't done anything yet, and I keep telling the team, don't start patting yourself on the back too much, but we've got to continue to climb. We've got to continue to get better. There are a lot of good teams out there that are capable of scoring in the high 197s, and we're one of them, but we've got to keep doing what we're doing.
And of course, some great momentum after the 197.55 score. The Tigers again maintain that unblemished record, and a big meet coming up on Friday night inside the Maravich Center. Looking back, there haven't been very many 1 versus 2 during the regular season here in the Maravich Center. This is going to be a real treat.
It is. It's always fun when you have an atmosphere like that. I can only imagine if we were able to sell the place out, that'd be one of those standing room only meets this weekend. But nonetheless, we're excited to get back home and get on our equipment and in front of our fans. And I know that every ticket that is sold will be occupied for this one, and we just hope everybody will be loud and proud when they get into the PMAC.
And of course, a lot of the eyes of the nation will be on the meet as well, broadcast live in prime time on the SEC network. Jay, just your thoughts kind of going into that big meet quickly. I know that you're trying to get some kids healthy. You're trying to get your max lineup out there against the Gators.
Yeah, we are, but we're also trying to be stick to what our plan is too. And you mentioned Kaya earlier. We still weren't sure exactly how much we'll do with her this week. And you know, our job is really we know who we're on the floor with, and we're not going to make it about Florida, because we're going to practice what we preach around here, and that is every single time we compete against everybody in the country. And that's not just coach speak, that's something that we try to put into practice every single week. So we're going to share the floor with the #1 team, and they're going to share the floor with the #2 team, and we're going to go at it. But it should be exciting. Hopefully both teams push each other, and we have a great meet, an epic ending. Hopefully we come out on top.
Can't wait to be there, Jay. Best of luck.
Should be fun.
Well, thanks, Jay, for that. We're looking forward to seeing all the Tiger fans in the seats on Friday night inside the Maravich Center in 1 versus 2. Doesn't get much better than that. More right around the corner inside LSU Sports.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I gotta run, thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice. And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method? Brings out the citrus notes. Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
We get it. It feels like everything has changed. Masking up, changing demands at work, fewer gatherings. But one thing hasn't changed: our commitment to your health. It's why Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group keeps finding better ways to serve you. Video visits with one of our providers, online scheduling, weekend hours, and nearly 100 locations where providers know your medical history. Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group, providing you with the best care where and when you need it.
In the truck game, greatness is defined by a relentless commitment to the customer, forged over decades, built by a team resolute in helping you achieve your greatness. Experience this award-winning lineup today. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 44 years straight and counting.
Drive the 2020 F-150 with $5,500 cash back, only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
When the ground shifts beneath you, you can run or you can stand firm. At LSU, our stand is rock solid. Our blood runs hot even as our heads stay cool, because now is a pivotal moment in the fight for our future. And we refuse to back down when the world needs solutions. LSU, fierce for the future.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Assurance Financial, lending the way home buyers prefer it.
It's season number 15 for LSU baseball head coach Paul Mainieri. He's the winningest active head coach in the NCAA, and this year's 38-man roster features a lot of new faces after the Tigers signed the number 2 ranked recruiting class in the country, coupled with 10 position players who come back with starting experience. The top 10 ranked Tigers wrap up their preseason practice in anticipation of next week's opening day.
As far as the competition in the SEC and across the country,
listen, college baseball just keeps getting stronger all the time, and this might be the strongest talent-wise it's been maybe in a few decades. We're excited. I'm thrilled about the way our team is looking thus far. It's been well chronicled. We have a very veteran pitching staff.
I mean, if you look top to bottom, I think this is the most talented pitching staff that we've had here in my time. And I'd go back for a while saying that it's one of the most talented pitching staffs that we've had. And you know, it's such a special group too, because there's such a level of, you know, not getting complacent and not, you know, patting ourselves on the back for how good we could potentially be. We're always, you know, searching for the next best thing, searching for, you know, tidbits of information that could help somebody in a game, in practice, whatever it may be. So it's a very special group in that regard, and I think, you know, we're going to determine our own destiny. I think we can pitch it with anybody in the country, and it's just a matter of executing our game plan and executing the things that we can control, and I think we'll be right where we want to be.
So I think we have a very talented group of position players, and I'm excited about them. And as the season goes on and the more experience that they gain, I just believe that they're going to continue to get better and better. And I just think our team is primed to be one of the top teams in the SEC.
It's incredible just seeing this freshman class come in and have the confidence that they have and the ability that they have to go out there and perform scrimmage after scrimmage. It's actually amazing.
I mean, I think our offense is great. We've got a bunch of great hitters, a bunch of talented hitters, and people who work extremely hard. I don't think there's another hard-working hitting team in the country like ours. So I'm just so excited to see what we can do as an offense this year. I'm getting chills just talking about it right now. I think we're going to, you know, do great things to back up guys like Jaden Hill that I'm looking at in this room right now. All that pitching staff, you know, we want to provide for them. Last year's in the past, we don't really want to talk about that anymore. We've definitely moved on and matured from what happened at the beginning of the season. But, you know, I'm just so excited to get going and get ready, you know, start barreling balls all over the yard and winning some games here soon.
I felt there was business left to be completed. We haven't won a national championship here in 12 years now. And, you know, it eats at me every single day. I think about 2017 every single day. You know, watching Florida dogpile right in front of us and lift the trophy that, you know, I thought was ours. So it was a very easy decision when I think about that every day. And you know, obviously these guys, our time was cut short last year, and I think it's such a fun group of guys. It's such an interesting dynamic because we go out there and compete against each other every single day, and I hate to say it gets heated, but I mean, it's people competing with everything they got, and at the same time, 30 minutes later, we're in the locker room cutting up, having fun with each other. So, I mean, it's such an interesting dynamic, and it's so fun to be a part of. So it made that decision very easy.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like...
It's looking kind of chilly out today. What am I gonna wear? I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with a top-rated app that lets you deposit checks and transfer money anytime, anywhere, is it really even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
When the ground shifts beneath you, you can run, or you can stand firm. At LSU, our stand is rock solid. Our blood runs hot, even as our heads stay cool. Because now, is a pivotal moment in the fight for our future. And we refuse to back down when the world needs solutions. LSU, fierce for the future.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Academy Sports and Outdoors. With curbside pickup, it's never been easier to shop in store or online at academy.com.
The LSU softball team opens up their 2021 season this weekend with the Tiger Classic. First up, McNeese State. Head coach Beth Torina enters her 10th season with the Tigers, and while the team experienced an offseason like no other, she's confident in the preparation her staff and team have put into the upcoming season. Here's a look behind the scenes at the grind of an LSU softball offseason. The LSU football season ended back in December, but Tiger fans quickly turned their focus to NFLSU. And if you watched this year's Super Bowl, you saw LSU in full force, with 4 former Tigers earning their first Super Bowl rings. Tom Brady was named the MVP of this year's Super Bowl, but if there was a defensive MVP, that would have gone to Tampa Bay's Devin White. Devin White goes from LSU's lone Buckus Award winner now to a world champion.
Yeah, I grew up in a small town, really 3 towns, Spring Hill, Cullen, and Cotton Valley, Louisiana. We don't really have much.
Most schools recruit me at running back, but I just been thinking, doing research, and I looked at the draft last year, how many linebackers were taken in the first round.
He just looks different.
He's the best linebacker in college football.
It looks like he belongs on the next level.
Wearing purple and gold means so much to me, as well as playing on Saturday nights in Death Valley.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Devin White, linebacker, LSU.
That defense, tremendous tonight.
Let's give them a share of the Super Bowl, or the MVP.
Intercepted by White.
I play to be the best in the world, for my team to be the best in the world.
Our calendar is jam-packed this spring with a record-setting 19 teams in action all across campus. We'll have you covered all of it right here each week. I'm Emily Dixon, and as always, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Inside LSU Sports presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We'll see you next week.